If you are logging into my team today, this is what matters. Day 3 of season 4 is here. Let's dive right into it. We have a lot to grind. Take care of the dailies, free 5,000 MT. It's all single player today, so if you're grinding breakout or domination, it's a great day to get ahead. Of course, with that, do your exhibitions. You'll start to unlock some, more unique ones. Like I want to get this Amethyst one done, but I just don't have a flash diamond. Hopefully we get one sooner than later. Otherwise, that might just be sitting there. But do all the ones that you can. Season 4 tab, couple things to highlight. The Pro Pass rewards. If you do the Pro Pass, definitely prioritize the Gordon stats. I don't recommend buying levels for Westbrook. Just grind the game normally, but if you get the Pro Pass, it's definitely worth to knock out these Gordon stats. Free Legend option pack. With that, Season 4 rewards, pretty easy, do them throughout the year. You'll start building up more triple threat and clutch time wins. Maybe you're going for 250 of each, but either way, you're going to get some nice rewards along the way. Be careful for those prize ball rewards, because if you have 2 of the same prize ball, you just have to quick sell one. And they're giving out quite a bit of prize Season 4 balls, so you might have multiple. Make sure to use them before you acquire a new one. Just a little pro tip there. Salary cap, we know what that is. If that's your grind, keep after it. You can get a Season 4 mode completion piece for 150 wins. A bit steep if you ask me. And then, of course, the Beast. Get your Legend Hall of Fame option pack. Very, very much worth it. The Beasts have gone down. There's plenty of cheap Beasts, so go ahead and pick up a cheap one and knock that out. Nothing new in weekly challenges, no festival, so a bit of a quiet day as far as new content for today. That just means keep on the grind. We still have plenty to grind. I'm going to be doing a bunch of training challenges for some new cards I got. I did buy a card that I'm kind of excited about. We'll show him off. He's not too crazy, nothing too expensive, but it should be fun. And I'll be spending the day doing my breakout and domination and knocking out badges. So it's just another way to stack as many possible things as you can while you're grinding. For the season modes, or the play modes, you should say, Showdown, stay after it if this is your jam. It's always worth it. This is, if you're consistent, there is some really good rewards here. If you can get to this 75 wins, along the way, you'll get some significant rewards. So if you stick to this and this is your main mode, you will be rewarded. And really the same for any of the modes where you can get that season 4 exchange piece. I'm working on the gauntlet now. I've had a lot of members of the chat when I'm going live talking about how they're flying through it. I'm making some good progress, almost over to Emerald. I will keep on this grind, hopefully get it done within the next 4 or 5 days. We will see, but I'm also working my way through domination. I have 18 stars. I know my face is kind of blocking it a little bit. Make sure you get the crest challenges done. Some are easier than others. I know we've had people say, man, the blocks and the steals are not fun. One of the games is get 5 steals. It's a bit sweaty, but you know what? I like the offline challenges. They shouldn't be too easy. If any of you all are having problems with any of the dominations, leave a comment down below. I'm happy to post a video on how I get it done, but it's all possible. Sometimes you got to use takeovers or specific players, like on that steals challenge. I had Kumani and Clay on the court pretty much all game. Clay got 3 steals himself. Clay Thompson, that pink diamond card from season 1. But just put in a defensive specialist, grind out the game, do a full court press, try to bait them into some risky dribble moves, and you can hopefully get it done. But definitely drop a comment if you're having any problems with that. So that's the big D Guru grind, at least for starting. We're a bit more focused on offline. We have domination and breakout, going after an exchange piece and a really good coach. That's my mindset for now. I'm still playing park here and there. No special 5-win reward today. I think it's like 5,000 MT, so nothing to like prioritize or pause a different grind for. But if you are grinding park, it's still a good day to do it. And same with team up. I mean, if this is your favorite mode, it's still worthwhile just to stack up wins, get as many as you can, and work towards that exchange piece. Salary cap, unless you're going for 150 wins, technically you could do that and kind of get some legend badges on the way. I just think there's a bit better grinds right now, but if you want to lock into salary cap, you could do a mix of online and offline, get your 150 wins, get a bunch of legend badges. I could see how that's a decent grind this season. Something to think about. Maybe you parlay that with a domination grind. But there is options. I still don't think that this mode is where it can be. I mean, if they start putting some really good rewards at 2,500 points, so many more people will play this mode, which would be great for the market too, because then a lot of salary cap beast prices would, be a bit more steady. So right now we're just in a bit of flux with salary cap. I don't think a ton of people are going to be playing it this season, but if that's your jam, absolutely more power to you. King of the Court, of course, is live and well, and look at Ty. He's up there with a pretty sizable lead. Man, the point system here is just so unique, and especially once you're at the top, it's just so much harder to get more points. Once you're over 10,000 points, you're really only matching up against other people with 10,000 points. We had a viewer, shout out Marav, he's a big contributor to the channel. He was playing a game last night. He won by 50. I think it was like 94 to 36, something crazy like that. He shot 65% and he only got 2,600 points. So you can do the math. If you do that 4 times, that's just barely over 10K. So to get 14,000, you need 4 games that are more powerful than a 50-point win. A lot of these top guys are doing some lineup manipulation and winning big games with like sapphires. It's a bit confusing at the top, but still a fun mode. I like to just play it more casually. We did play 3 games yesterday and we did go 2-1. Had a really easy first game. That's that number 2 where I got 1,200 points. It was a kind of probably a new player, total budget squad, and we were blowing him out in the first quarter and he quit really quick. Second game, which is my loss, that 750, played a total sweat. This guy had a really good budget squad. He had Jabari, he had the new Anthony Black, Kamara. There was just a lot of good cards on that. And he beat me. He just beat me. I was able to keep it close, but he outsweated me fair and square. And then the third game was last night on stream, a really fun game. I played a great lineup. They bought the season 40 level, so they had Dark Matter, Westbrook. They had, all the other good budget cards, a couple other top tier cards, a really, really good lineup. We were able to sweat it out back and forth in the first half, and then we did end up taking a solid lead in the third, and he quit on me, so he did not finish the game, but I got 2,200 points, 4,100 total, almost 4,200. Should be safely in tier 3. It would be a lot of work for tier 2, so I think we're just gonna chill and call it a week on King of the Court, but I'll take my 92 plus pack, not expecting anything great. That was really just for more fun, but if you got a decent lineup, go ahead and check it out. Why not? We made some updates. I had Dylan Harper last night when I ran it. We're selling him. I'm in a big sell mode. I'm trying to stack as much MT as possible. You can see the MT's down up there in the corner at 1.2 million. Don't worry, I'm just price monitoring a Wemby. I'm getting over $1 million of that back here because I already got outbid, so no worries there. But I did pick up this Michael Ray Richardson. I know, guys, he's not the most meta card. He probably leaves quite a bit to be desired. But I got him for like 10K. I got him on bid for 12K or something crazy. I'm selling my Dylan Harper, hopefully to get around 100K. So that's like a 90K or 80K gain of MT, and hopefully not too much of a step back. He's a very different player than Dylan Harper, but insane defense. And he's the card. I'll do so many training with him while I'm doing domination or something. I'm just going to fully badge this guy out, see if I end up liking him. If not, I'll just sell him for like 20K. And eventually we'll get ourselves that Russell Westbrook, which will be a top tier point guard. So temporarily, we're going to run with Michael Ray Richardson. We gave him a shoe. We're going to badge him fully out. And then I did slide Aaron Gordon into the lineup. Last night, Peja was just getting a bit outmatched. So Aaron Gordon will be my new backup small forward. Maybe he can replace Gugliotta as the starter, but probably not. I really, really like that Gugliotta. But Aaron comes with 37 base badges, quite phenomenal. And so all we got to do is add a few like float game and things like that. So hopefully, or we will just do that in challenges. Most of these I can do in challenges. 37, all he needs is Deadeye, Dimer, and float game. I can do challenges for 2 of those 3. We might as well badge him out. Like, why not? Good day to do things like that, especially because we still have so much to grind that's going to be rewarding. So if I can knock out domination or make my way through breakout, breakout's obviously a little harder to do badges on because you can only use the player once unless you have one of those game changers that lets you keep using them, which I do have a ton. I don't know about you guys, but I have 12 randomly recovered 2 selected additional players. And this one here, I get all the players back. So that's quite a bit. If you've been playing for a while, you probably have enough cards anyway. But if you're grinding badges and trying to do badge challenges, you can use that same player over and over again with these type of reward pieces. So something to think about there. Of course, if you're doing regular breakout, this is probably, in my opinion, the best way to do badges, especially because you can adjust the difficulty, and some badges have a difficulty requirement. Now, unfortunately, some of those badge requirements can't really be done in one game. Like for Hall of Fame mini marksman, sometimes it's make 32 pointers. You're not going to make 32 pointers in a breakout game. You'll have to do that in domination or something, but there is no all-star domination mode. So some of those badges are a little tricky, but just be strategic. A lot of it can be done in breakout. Maybe you need to play domination. And worst case scenario, just hop on the market and buy that final badge you need. But you can usually do at least bronze and silver in domination or breakout. So just something to think about to kind of stack challenges. But yes, King of the Court is live and well, and Ty is doing really good. We'll see if he can go back to back. That's a pretty big lead, 1,000-point lead with only 13 hours left. Going to be tough to chase him down, so we will have to see what happens there. With that, just keep grinding. It's a great day to catch up on, or not even catch up, but just stay on top of things. So for me, I will be doing domination and breakout today, along with any other badge challenge or thing like that. And of course, monitoring the market. I will always be monitoring the market every day. And before we do that, we can dive into the pack market. The Beasts bundles are here. Personally, I don't think they're worth it right now, considering we just saw super packs that had a lot better toppers. Of course, it is the new set. So if people are ripping it, that's their prerogative, that's their choice. Some of us with the Pro Pass are going to start building up more and more VC. Like I already have 14,000, I was at 5,000 just a few days ago, and that's just from the Pro Pass. So it could be tempting. I would not spend it on one pack. Like you're going to really realistically just pull a gold card from this. So I wouldn't waste 10,000 VC on this. I would do one of two things. Either stack it for the entire season and try to stack next season's as well, and then you'll have around 90. Then go get a 10 box. Don't just rip these individual packs. Or better yet, just save it all season and wait for when they release something like they did at the end of last season. There was that 30k VC pink diamond guaranteed option pack. That was really good. Wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that at the end of this season. So if you got the Pro Pass, or maybe you're playing My Career and you're building up some VC, keep stockpiling it. These offerings should get better as the year goes on. So don't be tempted by any of these if you do have the VC. I would hold on to it for a little bit later, especially because there's so much to grind. And I really think there's going to be more and more top tier cards getting released. Reason being, they gave us some really good cards in the exchange. I mean, this Jaden McDaniels, it's an elite card. People are like, this card is probably better than that pink diamond Andre Karolinko that's in the Season 2 Wild Gem exchange. And this is a very expensive card, so they essentially just gave us a free card that's as good or better as a very expensive card. Usually when 2K does something like that, they release another expensive card that's even better than them both. So I wouldn't be surprised just on future releases if we start seeing some really, really good cards. So I wouldn't necessarily feel like investing in the pack market now. If you are, just wait a little bit. The power creep is really starting to happen. More and more good cards are going to be coming out. I'm expecting some really big, good centers to come out. Like right now, all we have is Wemby as that elite top tier tall center. After him, we're going all the way to like Pink Diamond Porzingis, cards like that. Ilgauskas is good, but he just has some holes. I think some really good centers are coming out this season soon too. And just in general, they're always going to be releasing new good cards. So just be aware what's in the pack market. Still save your VC in my opinion. Of course, come in here, get your rep pack if you can. I'm going to save this one, open it in the park to get that 2x rep boost before I hop into a domination game. But as always, be disciplined when you're in here, make the right choice for you, but always be aware, what's in packs, because it does impact prices as we start to look at the auction house. And let's just dive right into the auction house because there is some interesting things happening. Let's start with the newest set. And there's a card that's very much so kind of piqued my curiosity. Not sure if we're going to end up buying it. But on this channel, we've been watching those top tier Amethysts because they start so high, then they go cheap, and then a few days later, they usually go up. Like Cockburner easily went up to like 7K. A lot of people were able to double their money on the Cockburners. Even Garza, who wasn't quite as meta as Cockburner, he's actually bouncing. He's getting already closer to like 5K. So if you did the same method with Garza, there should be some opportunity to at least get a little profit. Like this one's at 5K, not selling, but 48, that will probably sell. Hopefully you can sell these guys for around 48.5, and you should be making at least a little profit. But on this new set, there's a couple that have piqued interests. This Ayo, we talked about him yesterday. He's a fun name to say. He's a good card. His price has been relatively steady, but is still creeping down. I'm not sure if this is going to be like a Cockburner. We'll see how low his price gets. You can see there's really none on buyout, like below 7, still plenty on bid. So for a day trade, go ahead and bid on this guy. I think he sells at 7 today, but that price could be trickling down. So if you're getting him at 6, he might not have the room for that profit. So I would almost bid like 5 on this guy and see if you can grab him. If not, just wait, because I think his price will keep going down. But the guy that's got me really peaked is this Renaud guy. I'm a Kings fan. If you all don't know this, that's where I'm originally from, is around that area. So I'm a loyal Kings fan. Of course, it's tough, but it's not often we get good Kings meta players. And this guy seems to fit the mold, and his price is very high. We have not seen an Amethyst do this really in the last 3 or 4 sets, where this guy is not tinkering down into the teens even. He's pretty much a 20k card right now. He's still in packs. We still have like 4 or 5 days of him being in packs. So really no reason that he shouldn't trickle down, but very interesting to see this Amethyst holding its price so high. I'm almost just taking a step back on this one. I don't know if his price is going to drop once he's out of packs because he's a bit inflated now, or if scarcity will drive this guy up even higher. It's been a while since an Amethyst has gone up to like 40k consistently, maybe a few rare Amethysts from early. So this guy is just, I'm kind of in a pause right now with this guy. But honestly, I think Cockburner's still maybe better. Let's take a look at their stats and compare them directly. Okay, so lining up Renaud with Cockburner, and hopefully I'm saying his name right, and if not, I do apologize. Stats-wise, they're very, very similar. There's a couple key things, and stats you would almost have to tip it to Renaud, just because he has significantly better ball handle, and that is a key stat. Cockburner has a bit better passing, that's big, a bit better rebounding, but between the ball handle and that perimeter D, Renaud is kind of, at least serviceable in that area that Cockburner is really, really bad. I mean, this is a hole in his game. He gets isolated on the perimeter. It's a bit of an issue. Of course, you do need to see that agility. That's what kind of saves Cockburner on the perimeter. There's not too many blow-bys because his agility is so high. But Renaud's speed and agility is really matching it. So it's not, they're almost the same in that sense. The reason I give Cockburner a small edge is the size and badges. Cockburner is 7'1", Renaud is 7'1". Cockburner has a 7'5" wingspan. That absolutely is an impact. So he's a bit bigger as far as wingspan. He has 6 pounds on him as well, so he's just a bit bigger of a player body. Of course, the strength is really important. They're both similar, but Renaud does have a small edge. So to me, they're very similar cards. I still give Cockburner the slight edge just for some of those badges. Cockburner comes with all these defensive badges. He's missing a few shooting that Renaud has, but I think it's pretty easy. I mean, just add Deadeye to him. So interesting scenario. I think Renaud, he probably goes down. I just don't see a 20k Amethyst holding its value like this. I know he's good, but is he that much better than Cockburner, or even better than Cockburner at all? I'm not sure. So with this card, if you want to day trade him, I mean, when there's a card holding its value at around 20k, look for the bids. It's still the best method. Come in here, there's one at 500. I'll just bid like 14, 15. But best believe if I win this guy, I'm selling him immediately because I think his price is at 20k for today. It could be volatile, but if you have that hunch, I mean, some of you guys probably know better than me. Maybe this card goes up because we have seen it. These meta cards, even the lower tiers, usually diamond, they can go up. A good example is this Naz Reid, who we highlighted a few times. I even made a short about him. His price has really gone up. This card was in the teens. I mean, 17 to 23. It was very possible to get this card at that range. Now it's rare to see him in the mid 30s. Like, both of these cards will get bought really quickly. I think his price is much closer to like 40. All the ones around 35 are just freshly new listed. So he's almost doubled in price now that he's left packs. And there's opportunities like this every set. We're gonna go ahead and send him to the auctions. I did use that Asar Thompson, but I'm just kind of in a selling mode right now. So just keep in mind, in this new set, Where's going to be the juice? Is it going to be cards like Michael Ray Richardson? Maybe not. I think that's more of a guru thing, maybe not a widespread, but maybe Anthony Black. Is he down to buyout yet? Not yet. This is a really good card, but there's just so many on the market. More and more being listed for less than 100K starting bid because he's probably just not selling on that 100K bid. But here's a good example. I mean, if there was one on buy now for 100K, you got to assume he would get bought quickly, because there's just not one on buyout. So if you see a lower bid like this 50K or even this 80K, I mean, if you can win him at 80, I do think he would sell pretty quickly at 100. We would have to see. That could be a worthwhile experiment. It would be a bit safer if you could get him towards 70, because then you definitely have room for profit. So I'll do a little experiment. I will bid like 70, 75. I don't think I'll win it, but if I do, I'm just going to flip him right away. You can see I didn't quite win it. So he should sell really easily at even like 70 or 80. I might try one more time on this, but just keep an eye. This is a really good set. I do think some of these cards are going to have value long term. It's just a matter of which ones fit the mold. Even this Aldama, I mean, a 7-foot small forward, this guy really could be, meta for a little bit, and he's in that, friendly price range for us, that 30 to 40K range, which gives us a little bit of room to move and groove. He's almost doing similar things to that Nas Reed. Wouldn't be surprised if this card goes up once he leaves packs, just for that size to get 7 foot at the small forward. It's pretty rare, so might make a few bids on him in the 20s, see if I can win a couple Aldamas and just try to flip in the mid 30s, and just keep that strategy, guys. I really do think one of the best strategies in the auction house is just working through the collection, having your list of good players and going after them. It's still volatile. Like, I was not able to predict exactly what would happen to Okongwu. I had a really good feeling he was high value at around 40 to 50. I did not know he'd get this rare and go all the way back up to like 90. I mean, he was at 90 when he first came out. He dipped all the way to 40, and he's completely resurged back to close to 100. What dictates this? Why does this happen to this card and not others? I mean, he's good, but he's not, insane. So something just to think about. It's a little tough to predict. There's some safer bets than others, but in theory, supply and demand, if a card is pretty good when it's in packs, when he leaves packs, his price should go up at least a little bit. You can take that mindset from Amethyst all the way up to Pink Diamond. Galaxy Opal, we're not quite there yet because it's buyout. But just one way to move and groove in the auction house. And then the other way is, of course, just work filters. One filter I was on was the Pink Diamond WNBA cards. I still think it's worthwhile just to spend a little time in here. Maybe that Kayla Thornton. I actually think I have a Pink Diamond from that set, so I'm going to hold off for that for now. But if I come in here and see, the right volume, just a low volume card and a card that I can bid on, I'm usually pretty aggressive. 100K is too much, but for some of these Pink Diamond WNBA cards, anything in the 50 to 70 range is almost guaranteed profit. And this is one of those things, I'm almost at a loss. Like, why does this keep working? Who knows at what point when the Pink Diamond WNBA players kind of lose their value, but you can see they're just so rare. Like Nafisa Collier usually is in there, and there's just none. So keep an eye on this filter. It's a quick one just to go through. You can take a minute and just filter through almost all the teams. This Aaliyah Boston, she was 40K when she was in packs. She's completely rare. This one's only been up for 10 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised if someone buys that at 80K. So there's just a ton of opportunity. With a little risk, there can be big reward. I am curious, the Pink Diamond WNBA player, it's Kayla Thornton right now. She's already pretty high, but you can see it might be worthwhile to try to snag her around 60 because you very well could flip it. So there's another way. And then lastly, let's talk about wild gems. There's still wild gem exchanges up, and that's keeping the wild gems from certain teams pretty high. And it's like Raptors and Pelicans, and honestly, it's a pretty easy way just to make some MT. These Raptors have gone up just today. The cheapest ones a few days ago was like 7 to 9K. They're up to like 15K today, and I guess it's just people wanting that Brandon Ingram card. Come in here, find the bottom price, make your bids, and I mean, if we would have bought these at 7 to 8K a few days ago, we wouldn't have even had to use bids. So again, just some fluctuation for the weekends. Day to day, things can absolutely change. You can see I've kind of already made my way in here and made some bids on these Raptors players because I just think it's easy, low-hanging MT. Another way just to move and groove in the auction house. And last thing I'll talk about, like as I said, just have fun in this mode. Try to know as many things as you can. but it is these dynamic duos. It's another reason for a card to hold its price. This Derek Queen is insanely rare now. I think I have the only one on the market. I put him up for like 50, got him in the 20s, or maybe it was 30, but still I'm looking at like 10, 15K profit. Super, super low effort. The Fears card, I'm just checking him every day. He's fluctuated a lot. He was up to like 50, 60 consistently. You can see one at 76. This one was just listed at 34. A little high for me because I think you'll sell at like 35 to 40 really, really easily. Maybe if you're super patient, you can get a bit more out of them. But I'm just bidding on these guys. Just bidding on these guys, and I'm doing the same with Kenny Smith because he's getting rarer and rarer. If you're on stream with me, I'm joking about how I'm kind of the Kenny Smith overlord. I want almost all the Kenny Smiths in circulation. Even this 21K one kind of piques my interest. It's only up for 2 hours, so I'm just going to let it be. But best believe I have a bid on that one for 8K. And I'm still checking Shaq, even though he's so rare and pretty much never shows up in the market. And if he does, it's for a 100K bid. But why not just type that into the, search engine here every now and then? And then the last dynamic duo that's now on my radar is this Garland. I just think it will hold value. You can see you can snag these guys much less than 10K, and for the most part, he will sell around 13. I'd like to bid on it and try to get him for even less than 8K, so I don't see an opportunity right now. But there's got to be more, I don't know all of the dynamic duos. I'm sure there's some meta dynamic duos people are using that I'm not completely aware of. I am curious if his dad has seen a bit of a price boost. He hasn't, and this is kind of a good card. That might be a bit of a snipe. I'll just come in here and take the bid method. Why not we just do it a little bit easier? See if I can save 500 MT, and we'll bid on this one too. Why not? I will try to save that 500 MT. Cool. So yes, just keep an eye on dynamic duos. Another way you can just use these filters to your advantage and have some fun. And of course, we're stacking more and more MT. The question becomes, what are we going to spend it on? And for now, I'm waiting. I just bought a 15K point guard that I'm going to start. So it just goes to show there's so many good cards out right now. And depending on your play style, depending on your skill on the sticks, you can really make a lot of different cards move and groove. The toughest game I had last night was against a complete budget squad. The dude who had a really, money spent squad, he already bought all the levels and he had all these fancy cards. He was decent at the game, but he's the guy that quit. I beat him with my budget squad. So right now in particular, there's so many cards that can compete. Try to get creative and just build a really fluid lineup. Have offense and defense, have size and speed. Not every card needs to be tier 1A meta. If you have a flow within your game, and just understand how you play best. I like to slow it down, run pick and roll. I just need big, strong centers that can finish, surround them with good athletic shooters. Everyone needs to play defense, and I think I put myself in a position to win. Other people want really dribble heavy guards and maybe, pick and pop shooters. All these different type of styles can work. It's a matter of what you're confident in and what you have fun with. And now more than ever, there's just so many good cards out. This new set in particular, a lot of these cards can be used at a high level. Just go back 1 or 2 sets and you could say the same thing about Jumpstart. Of course, this Winter Festival was so generous. I mean, these cards alone make a pretty freaking good lineup. Pardon my language. The ones I have, I could put all of these guys in a starting lineup, or not, just at least in my lineup, and most of them are, and I would be quite competitive. So it's a great time just to start tinkering with your lineup. But yeah, think about, hey, I have a really good rewards lineup. What's 1 or 2 cards that would really move the needle? Cards like Porzingis would do it for me. He's just a great center. But he's very expensive and he's very rare. There's not a ton on the market. This is the most I've seen in a while. This one's probably going to get bid up to close to $1 million. Let's just see. Let's start bidding it up myself. I would happily pay about 500K for that Porzingis. Doubt I win it, but we shall see. But one thing I am holding out for is some of these season rewards because they're good. They are good. And if you did get the Pro Pass, which I did, you get a 95 plus at level 13. I've seen some crazy cards come out of this. I've seen Dr. J come out of this. I've seen Porzingis come out of this. I've seen Kevin Durant come out of this, just between Reddit and viewers sharing what they got. So before I make a big purchase, I'm holding on for that. I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, I'm very likely using my exchange piece for this hidden gems. It's a total 50-50. I really think it's about 50-50 if you're going to get a good card that's usable, that's better than one of these guys, or at least equivalent, or get a bum card that's going to make you say, oh, I kind of wish I would have got one of these guys. I'll probably still take the risk just for fun. But depending on what I get here, it might really impact what kind of purchase I make. So I'm a bit of a hold pattern for now, but definitely lining up. Like, I think I need a really good center, maybe a top tier point guard, but I know Russell's coming. So just still have fun. If you got the MT, if you've been following the channel now, you should be building more and more MT. Probably more and more MT millionaires are being created, which is what the whole goal of this channel is. I want you all to be MT millionaires for sure. So, have fun. This is where you can spend it. Buy a good card that will hold its value for a bit, use it for as long as you want, and then sell it back. That's the beauty of what we do and the beauty of having some liquidity. So if there's a card that you're eyeing that looks fun, just, keep an eye on it. And when you're feeling froggy, leap. And it's fine. Don't have the buyer's remorse. If you get value out of the card, you have fun with the card, that's a good purchase. And just don't lock them in. You can sell them back anytime you want. This Kareem, it looks fun. I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for some of the old head cards. This one looks insane. Not sure if I'm going to invest this much into a center that can't shoot as much as I want, but somebody I'm keeping an eye on. So have fun today, guys. Just keep grinding. I will be doing breakout and domination, work in the auction house, and it's really, in my opinion, a great start to the season. I think they did us justice with this exchange. They gave us some really good cards to work towards. They upgraded the hidden gem packs. They've upgraded King of the Court, even though it's particularly sweaty this week. And they gave us a great domination. So I think all in all, a good start to the season, and it's only day 3. Just bite a little bit at a time. A wise man told me, what's the best way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So just keep that mindset. Have fun when you do it. Appreciate you all tapping into the live streams. Really appreciate all the comments and support. This is why I do it, guys. So just keep grinding. Hope you all have a great Sunday. Much love and peace.